Tony, Wilson Noel, those guys. I said, stop, man, stop. And it kind of cooled down, but then we got on the bus, and then it was kind of, of course, you're wrong. If somebody hits you, you're not supposed to hit back. But, I mean, that's not me. If somebody hits you, you're going to hit back.
There's no fight or flight, right, Coach?
No, we're not running. If you run, you never stop running. So
and then DJ comes to Carricker, and the rest is history, right?
Yes, DJ went to Carricker.
Look, you won a lot on all three of those sports, and you've coached some really, really good teams. What year do you think you maybe had your most special group of kids?
Probably that 92 team that won state, Big Nasty and all them, Jonah, and, I won't be able to name them all, but probably that year we started football all together and we ended all together, and they stayed together at Carricker High School. They didn't lose any. So they had that whole group, and then I'm pretty sure they added a few with them. But that 92 team, and I knew they were special. Maceo Livings, I can't remember all those guys. They all deserve the credit, but I won't be able to remember them all. But we had a really, really good team, and, I mean, we were nobody was going to beat us. That's kind of how it was back then.
And you coach Kevin Falk. Guy played,
yes.
College football All-American, 3-time Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
How special was he at that age?
He was, and a little story. The first day Kevin came to my office, his mama came, and she said, Coach McCauley, here's Kevin's asthma pump. She says, let him use it at practice. I thought to myself, asthma pump. So she left, and I took the asthma pump and I put it in my file cabinet. So when I saw Kevin at the end of the day, I said, Kevin, man, your mom came by. I said, what you want, Coach? She said, came with your asthma pump. But I said, Kevin, don't ever use it as a crutch. No, it's going to stay in my file cabinet. Don't worry about no asthma pump. We got to play football.
Outside of Kevin, you coach some really big-time guys. Give me a couple guys that really just stand out to you that really made a difference in your coaching career.
Lucas was one of them. Lucas Taylor was one of them that never said a word and could do anything on the basketball court too. He could shoot the eyes out of the basketball. But Lucas could do anything, and you never heard a word from him. Whatever you told him to do, he did. But Lucas was special. I was thinking last night when I was talking about coming here, I was thinking about Ernest Lazard. Ernest was special too. Ernest was special, man. And Ernest wasn't a Carricker guy. He came from somewhere else. And he was on that 92 team too. And he was kind of one of those guys that was in it. But Ernest was a special, tough guy. But like I said, some other guys, Ricky Johnson was a special guy, a two-sport guy. He could have did it. He made All-State in basketball, All-State in football, and he could jump out the gym and he could really, really run. And he was probably about 6'2" back then. We didn't have a lot of big kids. I wish we'd had a lot of big kids because it had even been more dangerous if we'd had a lot of big kids.
I know you had a couple knuckleheads like Little Reg out there that you kind of changed and developed into some beast.
Yes.
Who's maybe a guy or two that really, came in and maybe they weren't really mentally prepared and maybe weak-minded? I know you like to talk about weak-minded, when you were able to really get the best out.
Yeah, if you came from a different school, you weren't prepared to blend in without you want to try to find another place to go. You didn't want it. Let me see if I can think about some other guys that like I said, I mentioned Al Tony Davis. Al Tony was a man. I mentioned Wilson Noel a little bit. But Pee Wee Cormier. Pee Wee passed away. He passed away probably about 10, 15 years ago. I heard he had some kind of problems in Houston. But Pee Wee was a special guy. Blake Sampé. Again, a few names are coming to me. Blake was as good a leader as you ever find. He was probably about 5'4", but the kids loved him. He played quarterback, and whatever he said, the kids did. And it was hard. Now, Devron Patio, names keep coming to me. Devron Patio was a guy that could do anything. Could play defense, could play offense. And, I saw a guy the other day stopped. I was walking. He said, Coach McCauley, you recognize me? I said, no. He said, I'm Travis Francis. I said, really?
That's the name I hadn't heard in a long time.
That's a guy. He rushed for 2,000 yards as a sophomore. And T.O. was another one, too. T.O. was a difference maker. He was a difference maker, too.
Well, Coach, then Aaron came along and you got to coach your son.
Yeah.
How special was that?
Real special. Aaron still loves the game probably as much as me. And now he's coaching his son.
More of a hard head than you, though, Coach.
Well, probably so. But Aaron loves the game, and he's he followed me. He rode all the bus trips. He did the high school trips. He did all that. But Aaron's he's done really well for himself and real well with his kids. He's got 2 kids now, my 2 grandkids, Collins and Major, and they're special. And again, I'm not gonna be able to, bring back everybody. So somebody's gonna be upset with me. But did we talk? You talked about Joanna a little bit, or
yeah, well, I was gonna bring her up next. I wouldn't let you get off like that, Coach.
Because I'm gonna get
behind every good coach, there's a strong support system at home.
I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't talk about.
I know. You had a strong support system. I mean, Miss Joe was there thick and thin.
Yeah, she was there, and she liked to win it almost as much as me, And she told me what to do probably about 100% of the time. She'd say, hey, you shouldn't have said this, or you shouldn't have said that, And you should play him, you shouldn't play him. She was always there. And I don't know. I was never home. She was there with Aaron most of the time. I was always with some other kids, And I remember one time on a bus trip back, one of the kids came. He came to the front, sitting down. He said, Coach, he said, Aaron's your son? I said, yeah, baby, he is. He said, why can't you be my dad? I said, oh, man, that touched me big time. I said, I don't know. It'd be special, though. But those kids, they just need love, man. And I think I gave it to them. I hope I did. And like I said, I miss a lot of them, and I miss probably those things. There's some things you don't miss as a coach because you get pulled around from so many different places. But I miss those things. Like I said, Coach Joey, I can't ever say enough about Coach Joey. Coach Joey is like my son. He was there all the time, and he was single most of the time. So when I would cook, I'd say, Coach, stop by the house, pick up some food. He'd stop by, pick up some food. That went on all the time.
And Coach Joey has a unique story, right? Started with you right out of high school, worked his way all the way up to coaching at Carencro. Now he's the offensive coordinator.
Got you.
What a journey. I mean, that's your coaching tree, Coach.
I got you. And I'm proud of him, and I know he knows what he's doing for sure. And he's never going to do the wrong thing. He's going to always do the right thing. And the kids are going to love him because he's got it in his heart. He's a special guy.
Before I let you go, I mean, you already talked about your 2 grandkids, but you got a daughter who's pretty special on the hardwood, too. Miss Joe would probably not be fond if you didn't talk about Blair, so I have to help you out, too, Coach.
Blair McCauley playing basketball at STM, and she's done really well. She's been playing since she's a freshman. She's a senior now, and life has kind of moved on by, and now she's got to kind of move on her own, but she's done really well. She's done well academically also, so we're proud of her, and I love her to death.
Excited about tomorrow night. Get to come to the open air Crow Dome. What kind of feeling is that for you and your family?
The carpet might bother me a little bit because I've never seen a carpet. I've never seen a carpet. I've never got to play on a carpet field or coach on a carpet field, and it's going to be. I heard it was very, very special, and I hope it's a special night. I hope the kids play well. And I don't know if I talked enough about Coach Gavin, but Coach Gavin's the one probably set this up with Coach Joe and Coach. I didn't talk about Coach Derek either. Coach Derek played for me. He was just as he's just a great guy also. Never heard anything.
I don't know if I heard somebody say that about him too much.
I asked him when I got in. I said, how's the offensive line? He said, we small, Coach. But he played for me and played all 3 sports. And I told him, I said, I remember when we won the Paris track meet, you won the discus. You threw it 125, 126 feet. And I said, I remember that. And I said, I think about you. But I didn't want to forget. I hope Derek didn't think I was trying to pass him over. But Derek was special also. Derek was special. And Reg, man, how about Reg, man? Reg loved me since the day he met me, and I love him since the day I met him.
What's not to love about Reg?
We always talk. We always talk, and his mama's just as special. She's a special woman, too. But like I said, again, I don't want my kids to think I didn't mention them. I love them all, and I hope they live a long and prosperous life, all of them.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. It was an honor to sit here and talk with you today. I look forward to tomorrow night, and you get to get your due, much deserved, and it's been a long time coming.
Thank you very much.
There you have it. Coach Billy McCauley, the man of the hour, and will be honored tomorrow night at the Open Air Crow Dome for the game against Sulphur. We're going to step aside when we come back. The GP is going to join us again, and we're going to preview that game against the Sulphur Tours right here.
Coach Billy McCauley. Words cannot explain what you mean to this community. Words cannot explain what you mean to a lot of young men from this community.
Your ability to lead by example showing us that the value of hard work and dedication has been truly inspiring.
At that age, coming in to play a sport, I was very insecure about myself, and I couldn't think of anybody else that I would want to have coach me and develop me into not a football player, but a person.
Teaching us the importance of discipline and hard work as a kid, that has stuck with me and has helped me in so many different ways.
You mean so much to this community. We would not be in the position where we are right now if it wasn't for you, Coach.
The lessons you instilled in me, discipline, resilience, and compassion, are qualities that I carry with me every day.
Through his coaching, through his willpower, through his inspiration, I'm here where I'm at today.
It's helped me to become the man that I am today.
We were mentally ready, disciplinedly ready to play football once we got to high school. And that's all credit to you and how you brought us up.
You've taught me the importance of structure and preparation, ensuring that every moment is a step toward success.
When I speak about Coach McCauley, I'm not speaking about a coach. I'm speaking about a person that really gave his life to everything that he believed in and really put in us.
Your unwavering support and belief in our potential have brought out the best of each one of us.
Appreciate everything that you have done and still are doing, just in a small amount.
I just want to give all that thanks to Coach McCauley, because without him, I don't know where I'll be today.
Thank you, Coach, for being an exemplary leader and mentor.
I just want to say thank you, Coach McCauley, man. You are the best person that I've ever met in my life, and I give you so much gratitude.
Thank you, Coach McCauley.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Just want to thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach, for being #1 point guard.
We all still remember your ways and know that you will never change. But that's okay, because we still love you, Coach. Love you.
Are you a jambalaya fan? And would you like to eat all you can eat jambalaya for only $10? If the answer is yes, then come out and support Carencro's Bears Kickdown Club at their 3rd annual jambalaya cook-off. There will be food, music, live and silent auctions, and a whole lot of fun available to you. And for my cooks, sign up so we can see who really has the best jambalaya around. This will all take place on October 26, 2024 at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Save the date, you don't want to miss.
Hey, Blaine Viatar, voice of the Carencro Golden Bears here. You could join us each and every week for the GP Are You With Me Carencro Coaches Show live from Pizzaville, USA, 7 to 8. Either catch us on the Carencro Bears Network or come join us live here, right here in the Derrick Plaza at Pizzaville, USA.
Welcome back to the Carencro Bears Network, where we're live from Pizzaville, USA for the GP Are You With Me Carencro Coaches Show. And it's our guy, GP, joining us back as we're ready to preview the game against the Sulphur Tours tomorrow night. Sulphur comes in 3-4, Coach, but the record might be a little deceiving. They had some hard-fought wins in those 3 wins, and the 4 losses, 1 or 2 or could have went either way.
Absolutely, man. Look, what a great program they have, a traditional program. I can remember Coach Davidson talking a lot about Sulphur. And the Princes was the last names of some great players I think that may have played there in the 80s and the 90s. And, when I first started coaching this profession. I think Acadiana's first state championship was against Sulphur. Carencro, I think, took some tough losses. I think they might have lost to Sulphur in the quarterfinals that year. Yeah. My last year, the Acadiana Sulphur ended up winning the district championship. So what a great program, a tradition that they have. And Coach Cody has taken over, and since he's being a part of that program, you've kind of seen them grow and develop week by week, and they're definitely a much better football team this year than they were a year ago. Look, when you turn on the tape, you can tell if a team is coached extremely well, and I think those guys are coached extremely well, and we're going to have to play really well to be successful.
And when it comes to this group of Sulphur Tours, what do they do offensively that presents the biggest challenge to you guys?
They're very diverse in how they attack. They have a wrinkle every week, which we're going to have to probably identify very early on and make sure that we are prepared and in position to be able to defend whatever it is that they're doing. And then also, man, I just like them on the defense side of the ball, man. I think the kids play hard. I think they're coached up well. I think they run some really good schemes. You can tell that they're able to adjust based off what teams are kind of doing and giving them. And I just got a lot of respect for those guys, man. Got a lot of respect for the way they operate. And like I said, when you turn on the tape, you can tell that they're extremely well coached. And, I expect no different tomorrow.
The two-back classics has been a staple over the last couple weeks, and that's when the offense really got going. But it's not just the two-back classic pounding the football. You're multiverse out of that formation, and it's opening up, the passing game, and the outside runs have been really good for us so far this year as well. Is that something that you want to continue to build on? Is it, do you realize you need to be a little more diverse as we get down to the back half of the schedule?
Absolutely. Once again, I think Coach Corville famously called it the veer and shoot, and then some other people have added kind of veer rate to it, et cetera, and it's been really good for us the last 2 years, and we hadn't been quite as good in both aspects this year, but best believe we're still working. And the goal is to always be able to be multidimensional in how we attack and how we operate. I think I said this early in the year. It changed my life about 2 years ago. You always heard the term keep it simple, stupid, and keep. But Steve Sarkisian said that the more things that you can do well, the tougher you are to defend. And we've been very difficult to defend in my entire 15 years of coaching. But we've been very difficult to defend the last 2 years. And, hopefully we can continue to be that way. And I think we've been difficult to defend this year as well. We just hadn't quite executed as well as we need to come out on the winning side of the scoreboard in a couple games. So we've progressively gotten better week by week, and I hope that we've gotten even better this week, and we can go out there and have good production on Friday, regardless of what it is. We really don't care as long as we're going out there and producing. We don't get in one back or empty or two back or too tight or one tight to please anybody. We do it because we're trying to win games and we're trying to put points and we're trying to produce. And whatever helps us win, that's what we're going to do.
I thought you did it to keep me quiet, Coach. The injury bug came in.
Well, what the funniest thing is, for 13 years, I'll never forget this. For 13 years in my career, all I heard was, throw the ball, Peters, throw the ball. And then about 2 years ago, the week after we played Sam Houston, I heard somebody in the stand saying, run the ball, Peters, run the ball. I said, boy, I never thought I heard people tell me that, been told to throw the ball so much, and now we're getting told to run the ball. I said, boy, that's just funny right there, man. But, look, I'm very proud of our kids. I'm very proud of our staff. And, very proud that we've been able to kind of turn things around offensively versus kind of how it was at the beginning of the year. And nothing stays the same. You either get better or you get worse. And what we did last week has no bearing on what we do this week. I think we've had a couple good solid days of preparation. And look, tomorrow is still a day of preparation, too, until that ball is kicked off. We're always preparing. And hopefully we can have another good day of pre-prep tomorrow before the game and go out there and execute well on Friday.
Injury bug bit a little bit. Got a couple guys out the last couple weeks and going to be out again this week. Who's somebody that you're really proud of over the last couple weeks that's really stepped up in the absence of someone else to give you some solid minutes?
I'm very proud of all of our guys up front. Okay, I'm very proud of all of our guys up front. A guy like Tanito Cole, he's been a guy, I always tell the kids, look, I'm tell you when you're doing things the right way, and I'm going to also correct you when you're doing things the wrong way. And Tenito has been a guy performance-wise, and even off the field in some aspects where he's gotten a lot of butt chewings. And he's a guy right now that we're loving, and we're giving him his praises and very proud of the way he's kind of turned his performance around and the leadership that he's providing. Very proud of those two backs, man, Chris Baham and T.J. Jackson. You know, I thought that what they were able to do and provide for the team last week and not have any negative plays and, you know, just kind of keep battling in there, I thought that was good. Very proud of our freshman quarterback, Carson Gursey. You know, he didn't play much this past week, but the last 2 weeks he has done an amazing job of being a scout team quarterback. And, you know, the look that we're able to give Monday through Thursday is very important in us being able to go out there and execute on a Friday. And, you know, he's been outstanding. Hayden Monroe is another kid who is a freshman who, you know, when it comes down to freshman football, he's played pretty well this year, but hadn't quite had the success that might have anticipated in JV and varsity. But he's a kid that's been battling, and also a kid that, you know, a couple weeks ago against New Iberia was a great scout team guy for us, and I look for him to have some production as the season continues to go on. So, you know, very proud of all those guys that I name, and a bunch more as well. You know, and a bunch more as well. But those are some guys that really stick out in my mind. You know, Denarius Christman is a guy that's, man, he's 5'5", 145 pounds, man, and he played tight end for us the last 2 weeks. You know, which is arguably the most important position on the offense side of the football for us. You know, when we got incoming freshmen coming in, the first thing we want to identify is who the tight end is in the group. You know, and you know, that's kind of been a position that's kind of been had some instability this season, and you know, what he's been able to provide for us the last couple weeks, you know, kind of being the primary guy there, has been outstanding. So he's another guy that we're proud of.
It's a big one tomorrow night in the open-air Crow Dome as you fight for playoff seeding. I think this is a game that could really give you some strong momentum to go into the two biggest weeks of the season. To get there, though, you got to get through tomorrow night and come out with a W. Is that something that you welcome? I know you talk to the kids talking about playoff mentality. Do you welcome that pressure?
And my boy Bryce Brown said in the car, pressure good, baby. You know what I'm saying? I love pressure, you know. Pressure makes diamonds, man. I'm not afraid of pressure. Never been scared of pressure, you know. You know, I think that, unfortunately, with the youth and inexperience, I think that this team has not overall throughout the course of the season handled the pressure very well, but I think that we're turning the corner. And I've said this many a times that the best days of this team and the best days of this football program is ahead of us. You know, we've only got 10 seniors on this team, you know, and I think we've got like 31 or 32 freshmen right now. And out of those 31, 32 freshmen, like 7 or 8 of them are out there on the field for us right now in some way, shape, or form, you know. So our best days are ahead of us. And, you know, even though we might not have handled pressure well early on this season, I expect us to handle it even better going forward.
I want to thank everybody who came out to Pizzaville, USA tonight. It's been our best crowd of the entire season. It was nice to have Coach Billy McCauley, also Reggie Cormier joining us as well. I want to thank Seth Dickerson, the director of the AOIT program, as well as his students that power this broadcast each and every week. Also, Ross Noel, class of 2024, keeps coming in clutch with those hype videos each and every week.
Man, killing it with the mic'd up. You know, I ain't really on social media that much no more, man, but I know Ross is killing it, brother, and we're very blessed and fortunate to have him and so many other students, you know. I'm very excited about the Academy of Information Technology. Once again, I think our best days are ahead of us. We got a brand new multi-million-dollar facility that should be completed within the next 2 years that's going to replace the Butler buildings on the, what is that? That is the west side of the campus. You know, my boys would maybe be happy that I know my directions, you know. That was one of the things they asked me.
North-south is the most important, right?
They used to say, hey, you know, they call me Vino. They say, hey, Vino, where's north? I said, I don't know. I've been on the car. That's how I look, you know. So I think they'll be proud that I know my directions now, man. But, you know, just very excited about the future of our school. And, you know, the Academy of Information Technology has really stepped the game up and, you know, doing something that's iconic, you know, that's iconic and legendary. Don't know many schools in the state of Louisiana that's operating the way we're operating right now. So very proud of us, and I know we'll continue to take it to even higher places. Also
want to thank Pizzaville USA and the Ground Patty for powering these broadcasts for you each and every week. Tomorrow night, live from the Open Air Crow Dome, we'll start with pregame, 6:45, kickoff at 7. You can catch us on the Carencro Bears Network, on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're on the radio dial, you can catch Coach Christopher Kovac and I on Z1059. This time we did it on a Thursday. We'll be back to our normal Tuesday night next week, live from Pizzaville, USA. And you can only catch the GP Are You With Me show at one place. It's the Karen Bears Network.
That's it. All right.